Said, and truthfully, it's only right that I say what I want to say, get what I want to get off my chest, because it kind of just, I don't know, I just been thinking about it a lot, and I've
Hey
been sitting
cousins,
on it.
welcome back to my channel. I thought we were done with this situation because the man of the house, the father of the child, has already spoken, but I guess not. So let's unpack this mess together, shall
Like
we?
how I wanted to like speak on this situation. It's honestly a situation that got blown out of proportion, to be honest. I personally feel like something like super innocent, you know, just like a hey, is this over there, got turned into miscommunications on like people's end. You know, it got brought into the light, which made other people like you guys, the supporters, the fans, you know, have a say so in this situation. And then obviously I did go live twice speaking about the situation, and then videos were made after that, and then another video was made after that. I should have never went live and spoke about the situation. I will take accountability for that. And then what I will also say is we should have just got Kaiser an outfit instead of asking. Even though it was an innocent, hey, do you have this over there? Ask. We should have just got it, and it would have just avoided this whole entire situation. And that's just is what it is.
Cousins, honestly, I'm glad she said it, but I feel like that should have been the end of the video after that. There was nothing else left to say. She did a great job. She took accountability, and that was it. There's nothing else to talk about. Although I still feel like even though Nique put the title up, she said that that's what really triggered her. At the end of the day, there would be no title if there was an outfit already bought for Kaiser. I don't think, well, I mean, she did admit it. So we already passed it. We passed it. So I'm going to give you a pass. I'm going to give you grace, Laina. I'm going to give you grace. I just hope for the wedding you guys have the suit already, because there's no way you should be asking anyone for anything for your event, especially if you want boundaries. And Lena, you brought up miscommunication from three parties, but the first sign of miscommunication was when you and King decided not to say that it was an engagement party. For what reason is that a secret? Guys, check out my first video so you can see the clips.
Now, when we was in Thailand, we had posted a video. I think it was like, get ready with us for our engagement party. I had an engagement party, y'all. Also, if you guys didn't know, but I'm sure you guys knew. We posted a video like, get ready with us for our engagement party. And as we're in Thailand, you know, I'm reading the comments. I always read the comments because a lot of you guys are our supporters. You guys are always saying good things, and a lot of you guys were like really happy for us in this like era of life for me and King. I was reading the comments, and then out of nowhere I started getting spammed on my Instagram. We started getting spammed on YouTube, and everybody's like, why do you get Kaiser an outfit? How come Kaiser didn't have an outfit? Laina, you're dead wrong. Laina, you're keeping, you know, Laina, ever since King got with Laina, he hasn't been taking care of himself.
As in co-parenting, as in like communication on both our ends, you know what I'm saying? I feel like with us, even if communication wasn't really there, you know what I'm saying, and we know when we was together or anything like that, I feel like now communication for sure is better, even when it's straight to the point, simple. Telling you about cousin, you telling me about cousin, you know what I'm saying? Meeting halfway, or you bring him up, like pick him up for school, I'll bring him in the morning, or I have him with me, and when I have him with me and stuff, you know what I'm saying, you'll text me, make sure he's straight, and I'll text you back. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that type of stuff, especially about us being
whatever. Either way, if I didn't have my mama, I don't know who the fuck would be helping me with Gaza, because at the end of the day, Splain ain't there. He never is. Like, he don't help with nothing, y'all. When I tell you nothing, he doesn't go and see Kaza. I pay for every activity Kaza do in school, every field trip he go with. I pay for his school monthly. I never ask for help. I asked for help one time. This man said he was not paying for it. After that, if I want my son to go to this school, I'm gonna pay for it. This man don't help me with nothing financially, and I don't care, because I know people not as, you know, able, but don't get on here on the line to some old. It's gas money to bring your son to school.
It is extremely sad to see how the co-parenting went from 2021 till now. And honestly, the only difference I see is Laina. I'm sorry. I don't want to blame you for everything. And I know I was really harsh on King on the other video. But at this point, I think it's Laina. I really don't think it's all King. I really believe that maybe Laina came into the situation, and she's a very beautiful woman, but she can probably be a little bit insecure. because Nique and King were best friends before they started, you know? Before they had a kid, they were best friends. And they built an empire. So coming into that, it's probably very intimidating. And she wants to make her stand and make her stamp in the ground like, I am your woman. It's me or nobody else, you know? So I wouldn't do that, but Laina, baby, this is not the way to go. I know you wanted everything to be separate, but you have to put yourself in Nique and Kaiser's shoes at some point as a woman, not even as King's woman or Splain's woman. Put yourself in Nique's shoes as a woman and as a mother. And honestly, the way you're handling the situation and just watching this video and the way you were very passive aggressive with the things that you were saying, it was not it, Laina. You should have just left it as I take accountability, and that was it.
It was just like a bunch of stuff. I was getting spammed in the DMs. I was getting spammed on Instagram. We were getting spammed on YouTube. And I was so confused. I'm like, I remember showing King, I'm like, babe, what are they talking about? Like, what the heck? Like, where is this coming from? And then I went, you know, I looked up Nique's channel and I saw she posted a video that said getting Kaiser ready for King's engagement party.
Cousins, was the video renamed? Because it says dad. It doesn't say King.
And then I was like, oh, this is where it's coming from. And then, you know, obviously I clicked it to see what was said, to see why people are all of a sudden coming to our page. And, you know, I saw the video. She had to go and get Kaiser an outfit and stuff like that. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. I really wasn't a part of the whole Kaiser outfit situation. King was just handling it. We're not two separate people. We're one. Because I was handling literally everything else that had to do with the engagement party, from my appointments to talking with the event planner to, you know, talking to her about what time things had to be picked up, to talking with my family that was coming down, my friends that were coming down. So honestly, he was handling that part.
I had my whole day planned. I had to meet the event planner. I had to make sure the building was straight. I had to put the stuff in there. My whole day was already like.
So right now I'm in Verizon Wireless and it's taking so long for me to get this phone, bro. I'm supposed to be in and out. Nobody know I'm here right now to get a phone, but y'all, I'm here right now looking at the 15 Pro Max. I'm like, damn, I shouldn't went here for it. But now I got her the 14 Pro Max. I got myself the 14 Pro Max. I'm gonna wait till the 16 come out so I pop off with one of them. But man, so many people in this mug. I'm like, bro, come on here. I got things to do. Time. Going on. That's all I got going on.
All right, you guys, so right now I am at the venue. This is like a scramble vlog coming from like just morning. Laina going to get her nails done. I tried to go get a phone earlier today too, but phone part was a whole mission. I was told, got confirmation that I had a phone. I went to the place, they said they didn't have no phone, so Verizon Wireless, y'all got to do better and y'all got to reimburse me on what's going on. But that's cool.
One thing I would say though is it sucks to have your engagement the day that is supposed to be one of the happiest of your life really turn into a mockery on the internet. But to be honest, King and Laina, this is your fault. If you would have from the beginning been prepared, you can see even from the Get Ready With Me video, you guys were not prepared for this engagement party. From the outfits to you doing your haircut the morning of, which maybe you want to just look really, really fresh, but it's certain things you're supposed to already have done before the day of, like your son's outfit. So instead of you being in Verizon, that would have been the time to take out to go and look for an outfit for your son, not be in Verizon getting a phone for you and your new wife. And again, you guys are grown. You can spend your money and do what you want. But at the end of the day, you cannot say you did not have time to go and get his outfit or to get something for him when you said it yourself that you spent hours in Verizon. So there was no excuse.
And, you know, I obviously was a little frustrated because I'm like, I just felt like it could have been avoided. I felt like...
And you know what else could have been avoided? Those 2 lives that you did.
I felt like it could have been avoided. I felt like we had already talked, you know, him and her have already talked numerous times saying like, hey, please don't mention us in your videos. We won't mention you in our videos. When you mention us in your videos, we always get backlash in a negative way. Just like, it's just never a good, happy situation. It's always like a negative way. And I just feel like when you're co-parenting and when you're trying to like really work things out for the child that's in the middle, It's just like you have to respect each other's boundaries and wishes and those things. So like we had already, you know, came to the agreement, you don't speak about us, we won't speak about you. I was already upset about that because first, you know, me and her didn't leave off on a good note the last time we spoke. The last time me and Nique spoke was she texted me and King and she was like, hey, you know, can you guys stop talking about Kaiser's situation, like his school situation, because it's just nobody's business. And she was getting backlash, and I remember like it was posted on the tea room and everybody was bashing her and stuff like that. I felt like it could have been avoided. I felt like we had already talked, you know, him and her have already talked numerous times saying like, hey, please don't mention us in your videos. We won't mention you in our videos. When you mention us in your videos, we always get backlash in a negative way. And I had told her, no, like that was not my intentions to like speak about it and make it into like a negative way. We were just letting our supporters know why Kaiser hasn't been in our videos and why he hasn't been around much this year, and just kind of clearing the air for our supporters because that's what King wanted to be said.
I mean, I was just vibing that day. It was a good day. That's what just happened to be going on in my day. It wouldn't have been going on my day if Kaiser had an outfit purchased.
And then, you know, like I apologize. I said going forward, like we won't mention that. Like that's cool. And then in the same group message, King and her were just like going at it, and then, you know, things got a little disrespectful. And then I was just like, you know, I texted, I was just like, yeah, no, like that's not cool, like to disrespect him while I'm in the same group message, like, you know, especially when he's not disrespecting you or calling you out your name, for you to just call him out your name, his name, is like, it's not cool.
See now, Laina, I understand as a wife you are trying to protect your husband, but King is a man, okay? This is the mother of his child. Some things you should not be in. One of them is a group chat with the two of them. You were not there when they made Kaiser. You were not there in that delivery room. Laina, you're too close. This is what Nique is talking about when she's saying you are overstepping. And King and Laina, it seems like it's okay for you guys to talk about Nique or Kaiser, which kind of pertains to Nique because that's her son. But it's not okay for her to talk about anything pertaining to her son, which is what she did with the video, saying that she's preparing him for his dad's engagement party. At some point, you guys are going to have to be fair. You can't only have it your way.
You know, obviously things were said back and forth and we had never spoke about it since then. So then personally me, I just felt like using our engagement party in your title, which wasn't only King's event but also my event, and something very like sentimental and special to me, I just felt like was not okay, you know, because we don't put anything that has to do with her in our titles.
So now, cousins, to be fair, I can understand where Laina is coming from. If we had an argument or a disagreement about something and we're not on good terms right now, her putting their name, if she says it was the name, I don't know, it says dad, but her putting that she's helping Kaiser get ready, and then the way that she said it in the video, that put in together with what Laina is saying, it makes sense as to why she would be so angry. But this is something that Laina was so angry about. As you can tell from the video, it doesn't really seem like King was the one that was so angry. Laina, it seems like this really upset her because of whatever Nique said to her and all of the things that she said, which I do not agree with body shaming anyone. She is a new mom. She just had a baby a few months ago. So I do not agree with that. But I feel like she was just mad at the fact that Nique said what she said. She stood on business and she wasn't feeling that. And Laina went on the internet, and this is really how everything blew up even more.
We don't talk about her in any type of way. We don't mention her name. We don't put her name in our titles. We don't mention any event she got going on in our title. So I just feel like there has to be boundaries in this co-parenting, you know, blended family type of situation. Like there just has to be boundaries.
Yeah. Even with co-parent, I feel like for example, for you, like I feel like with her, I want her at 100%, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if she's at 100%, I feel like I know for sure Kaiser, when he's with her, she's got enough control, you know what I'm saying? She can handle him, she got things together and stuff like that, but when she's not 100%, like I know her mind is not there to watch a kid or watch our child and give the nurture and love that I know for a fact that she can give to him.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll be sad or I just be really stressed out. Like I told you, a lot of times I get really stressed out. And if I'm not 100%, like he said, I feel like that's when he steps in. You know, he'll check on me, like, are you okay? Da 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 da. Is there anything that I can do to help you? Because not just because, oh, he still like me or he's still in love with me. Of course, he got love for me, but I feel like it's more so for the child. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's like, you know, I'm gonna make sure she's mentally there so she won't be mentally clocked out when she has college.
Yeah, and then it's like, you know what I'm saying, just basically like, I feel like, you know, just keeping each other on track too. Like, I feel like even with certain things, like, you might sometimes like come at me, not love, but let me know, like, hey, you know, like, Kyle's got this going on, da da da, like that type of stuff too. Like, really, like, that's when, you know what I'm saying, I understand the aggression of certain things. But
it has already been said so many times, like, hey, stop speaking about either the past or stop speaking about certain situations because it's affecting us and what we got going on over here. And we're very like, you know, y'all know, if you guys are an LK supporter, you guys know we really don't be in no drama. We're very peaceful. We're a whole different type of lifestyle over here.
This video did not put you in a better light, Laina. I'm sorry. You look very passive aggressive in this video. This did not make you look any better. It seems like Laina is the one controlling everything behind the scenes. Laina, you're the one that wants boundaries. You're the one that wants everything to be separated. You're the one that wants everyone to know their place. And honestly, you need to know your place because this is not it.
And it just messes what we got going on, you know? Like, we don't want that type of traffic over here. We have our own type of group, our own kind of supporters, and that's just what it is. So I had texted her directly instead of, before I even went live, I had texted Nique directly and I was just like, hey, you know, especially like how we left off things before, I just feel like using our engagement party in your title wasn't okay.
Honestly, maybe Nique was being petty when she put up the video and she said what she said in the video, now knowing that they did have an argument before she posted it. Maybe she was trying to be petty, but at the end of the day's still gonna end. Nah. But at the end of the day, if he had his outfit, then she would have never had to, like, it still goes back to the fact that, one, she didn't even know it was an engagement party. Two, if you guys would have bought the outfit in the first place, she would have never had to go and get anything. And Laina and King, you guys are entitled to move on. So is Nique and Dwayne. But Quasi Mob is what started all of this. Nobody would know you guys if Quasi Mob didn't start all of this back in the day. So honestly, you need to understand what you came into. At the end of the day, everybody does what is best for their co-parenting situation. But for children, they need to see both parents together. I don't care what no one says. Both parents need to be seen together by the child. Being separated all the time is not always good. And then on top of that, the communication is no longer there. The way they communicated before, and I'm not saying that they have to be around each other all the time. No, but there should not be all this separation and, oh, I'm only talking to this person, I'm not going to talk to this person. No. Mother and father need to stop the nonsense and talk to each other. Laina, do not talk to Nique when it comes to co-parenting type stuff. King and Nique, deal with your situation by yourself. And Laina, you deal with your husband. And that's it. Make a schedule and stick to it. Honestly, watching this video, maybe Laina is right. She probably don't want them around each other because they got a lot of chemistry in this video. So she probably don't want all of that going around her man. Because you know King can't stay faithful. But I promise you, Laina, Nique do not want him back. I promise you that.
And then I had kind of explained the situation to her about, like, you know how Nique's mom and whatever, you guys already know that whole situation, how they already had a conversation, and, like, you know, you saying something like that on camera, just, it gave people room to comment on the co-parenting situation, comment on something that had nothing to do with them. And I feel like that's where it all went wrong. It's like, you expressing that on camera, you gave people an opportunity to be a part of a situation that they didn't need to be a part of. And I should have never went live.
His dad's engagement party, but he's just now telling us that he doesn't have an outfit for concert, so we finna try to whip some stuff up.
You know, she texted me back and, you know, things were said. She, like, body shamed me, and you know, I was being very respectful. I was being very mature about the situation. Like, everybody has a right to feel how they feel, and I just feel like her expressing how she felt on camera, that's where it all transpired, and that's why people felt so comfortable to come and, like, you know, start bashing us and start speaking about a situation they didn't know the full details to, they didn't know the back end conversations to, they didn't know the text messages that were exchanged. Like, they just didn't know the full story. And that's where I feel like, if you don't speak about us, and if we don't speak about, I should have never went live. Situations like this just won't happen. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been an easily conversation that you had between you and King, where it was just like a, hey, like, I feel like you could have did this for Kaiser instead of me having to go out my way. And you're completely right. Like, that's valid. Like, that's how you feel. Can't nobody stop how you feel. And then it could have went from there. Things could have got clarified, or whatever the case could be. But I had just texted her as a woman, because at the end of the day, when things happen between all this co-parenting situation and all this media stuff, like, it does affect me too. I am literally always dragged into it. And yes, it be by the supporters and stuff like that, but it's still not right.
Like, you need to stay the fuck in your place, bitch, before you get put in your place. Because at this point, you overtalk yourself. You want to support the shit that nigga is doing. If anything, if I'm a fiance and I'm a woman, just being a woman in general, I'm shopping for this, I'm shopping for that. One thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure I ask my dude, do the kids have outfits? Like, it's just, do the kids have outfits, or do they have something to wear? I feel like, Laina, as a woman, you should have stepped in and got Casa something. If you're supposed to be this fiance as a woman, you should have made sure that his kids was taken care of, because if y'all getting married, he's going to be a part of your life. I don't care if it was y'all, you and Splain's day and this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, the kids are going to always be there. Kaiser is going to always be there. At the end of the day, Kaiser is a part of Splain, so it should be no reason for him to be left out of anything at all. And that's just what pisses me off, because I still got this boy ready. When y'all,
Laina, girl, the insecurities are showing. So you came into this situation. They were together for 6 years or more. I'm really not sure. I don't remember. And less than a year after their breakup, you guys were together. You were pregnant. Of course, you're feeling some type of way, because that was his best friend. They were together since high school. And you're just coming in. You don't really know him like that. You end up pregnant. Whoop-de-doo. Now, coming into that type of situation, Laina, I'm trying to put myself in your shoes, because why would you even put yourself in that situation? That doesn't make sense to me. But now that you put yourself in that situation, you should have understand that his son is already there. The situation that they had was already there before you. So instead of coming in and trying to change things to your liking, you should come in and just try to be an anchor for your husband. Try to be the listening ear for him. Try to give good advice, and not try to be the one controlling things. Give your opinion, yes, but you have to always make sure it's for the best interest of the child, not yourself, but the child, Kaiser. And the only way I know that you're not doing this, Laina, is because, for the simple fact, if for this engagement party, and to be honest, Laina, I'm realizing you're a different type. So Nique's events are a different type of event. If you know, you know, right? And Laina even said it out her mouth, like, she don't care, like, what her kids wear. You know, she didn't care what her kids were wearing, because they were going to be rolling all over the floor and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, she's the type that she doesn't really care about aesthetics, right? You can tell from the way that the engagement party was decorated, which is cool. So no matter what Kaiser came in, they probably would have been grateful that he was just there. But they know Nique. And I know it's not Nique's event, but that's her son. Like, no parent wants to send a child going out looking crazy, especially for their dad's engagement. Could you imagine what the comments were going to say? Anytime something happens with kids, they never say, oh, it was the dad. The first thing they're going to say is, why did Nique have him coming outside looking crazy? Come on now.
It's just not right. So I had texted her, because it's like, they're coming. Truthfully, y'all, I feel like I read more comments that were coming for me than they were coming for King. And I'm like, what? Like, how am I to blame? It's like, if all fails, Laina's the blame. Like, it all boils down, Laina is the bottom blame. And I'm like, what? So it's just like, yeah, I had texted her very maturely, very respectfully, was not coming at her. Everything I stated was a fact. And then, like, yeah, she started body shaming me. She called me like Biggie and Humpty Dumpty, and then she blocked me. And then that's when I got on live, because I was like, I'm telling you, y'all, they were spamming me. They were spamming our YouTube account. And I was just like, you know, I'm finna clear it up. Like, I just feel like it's not right. Like, we're gonna sit here, we're on vacation, we're trying to enjoy ourselves, and here we are, like, in drama again. I should have never went live. A mess. People coming at us and not knowing the full and backstory of it. And yeah, I did get on live. I stated that, you know, I stated the situation. I tried to clear it up. Yeah, I'm gonna just say I tried, because I did not clear it up. But I tried to clear up the freaking situation. And it might have made things worse. And like I said, I shouldn't have just gone on live. I should have just kept my composure, and just let the situation blow over. But it's just so unfair, and I feel like it's just like being silenced type of thing. And I just think a lot of the time we always get the short end of the stick, where we're silent to a situation, or we don't speak up on a situation, and it really just makes you feel shitty on the inside. So and then it's just like, I know what kind of father King is, and I know when he asked, you know, Jacinda, like, hey, do you have this over there? It was innocent. Like, it was just a 1, 2, 3. But yeah, I feel like a lot of
cousins, I'm glad she said that she should have never went live, because honestly, nobody would have never known that you guys had an argument. Nobody would have never known nothing going on behind the scenes. It would have just been like, oh, Nique is posted that video. Yeah, people were in the comments saying stuff, but if y'all would have never said anything, and if Laina would have never went live, it would have never been this big blow up. It would have never been this big blow up. So the fact that you can't even just let this go and let that be, and now you have to come and make another video talking about my side. We want to hear it though. Go ahead. How do you guys feel silenced when you guys, Laina and King, were the ones that said you don't want nobody speaking about each other on social media? So how do you feel silenced? That doesn't make sense. You're trying to play victim? Are you trying to, like, that don't make sense. And Laina, the only reason why I think you're to blame most of the time when things like this happen is because you're always on the internet giving your 2 cents. Yes, Dwayne is always being tagged as well. Yes, Dwayne is always into things as well. His name is always being circulated every time things happen, but he never speaks on it. Unless they're talking about Nique and he's standing up for his woman, just not even about a co-parenting situation. He's never spoken on it. But you constantly come to the internet all the time, with or without splaying, talking about the co-parenting situation. For what reason? Talk about it to your husband in private. Stop coming to the internet.
It just could have been avoided. But when I did get on live, I did state, like, she didn't know about the conversations that her mom and King had because she don't be with Kaiser. And everybody took that as me, like, degrading her, me putting my 2 cents in a situation that had nothing to do with me, where in reality, everybody includes me in the situation. And it's affecting King, it's affecting me. If it's affecting our YouTube, it's affecting me. If it's affecting our household, it's affecting me. And we're not 2 separate people. We're one together. We're best friends. We're together every single day. His emotions are my emotions. We're literally in each other's face every single day.
Yeah. In our relationship, around the time when things did go wrong, he did cheat on me. I had been so, you know, you have someone on a leash, you never give them enough time to hang themselves or enough rope to hang themselves. Mama used to always tell me, you can't keep holding people with a short rope. You got to give them enough rope to hang themselves. So the years that we were together, I was so on him and so on him and so on him that I realized that I was kind of suffocating him, and that was one of the things that was making him very unhappy. So around, like, you know, one of the times where it's like, Nique, he ain't did nothing, you know, just let him go. He wanted to go out of town one time, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna just let him be free. I trust him. We got that trust. We got this bond. He ain't gonna never break it. Like, I know him. He's solid. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like a slap in the face, because, you know, as soon as you let your guard down and somebody break that trust, and somebody, like, hurt you, or somebody, like, you know how you build, it took a lot out of you to trust a person, and as soon as you trust them, they kind of lose your trust. Like, they kind of do some shit, and you be like, damn, You know what I mean? Like, I was just starting to trust you down. Like, you really fucked it up for me. You really fucked my head up with this one. You get what I'm saying?
And I just hate the narrative that people try to paint him to be like a deadbeat father.
Kaiser Spillane Fernell Johnson. Oh boy.
And out with the 4 names. Ah! He's on here. Look how cute. He had just came from daycare, y'all, this day. So his shirt was a little cool. He was bald. So freaking bald.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Kaiser, I don't know how I was when I was younger.
Look at those eyes.
When she was a kid or what, but 9 out of 10, I know Kaiser is smarter than both.
He's a genius.
When we was kids. Like,
my baby is so smart. You know his numbers in Spanish.
I'm very proud. I'm very happy that that's my child.
He's just a genius. He's a good dad, y'all.
Good soul, you know what I'm saying?
They like this.
I love him to death, I ain't gonna lie. I can baby. I ain't gonna cap this one right
I love Kaiser. We both love Kaiser.
That hurts me because one, like, I just know what happens behind closed doors. I know what happens behind closed doors. So yes, if I feel like I want to defend my family, if I want to defend my man, if I want to say what I think is correctly, I'm going to get on live or I'm going to get on the media and I'm going to say what I feel. At the end of the day, just like, it's just never a good, happy situation. It's always like a negative way. And I just feel like when you're co-parenting and when you're trying to like really work things out for the child that's in the middle, it's just like you have to respect each other's boundaries and wishes and those things. So like we had already, you know, came to the agreement, work on social media. So yeah, it does kind of matter in a little bit of a sense what people say and what people think, especially when our own, like I was seeing our own supporters like, man, Laina and King, like that's not right and stuff. Like I was seeing our own like daily supporters commenting that. So of course I'm gonna go and try to clear things up for the people that care. So then another video was made and more things were said that honestly don't have nothing to do with me.
If it affects King, it affects you. But yet Kaiser is a direct reflection of King, and that didn't affect you the day of your engagement party. Okay. And it's crazy how things only affect you selectively. Because it doesn't affect you when it comes to his son. But it affects you when it comes to what? Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't affect you when it comes to his son, but it affects you when the internet talks about things that pertain to his son. Like you just said, it had nothing to do with you. So why are you talking about it?
But I'm gonna just say this, like when Kaiser is over here, he is well taken care of. He has a room full of toys, Spider-Man, Xbox, clothes. Every time he comes over here, he has new toys on his bed. He has new outfits on his bed. He has stuff that I ordered him when he wasn't here on his bed. And yeah, when Kaiser's here, he's straight. He's happy. He's having a good time. At the engagement party, Kaiser was having fun. He was on the floor wrestling with other kids. I was happy to see Laina. He was like pushing her stroller around when she was crying. Like everybody has so much fun. I feel like everybody that's like just trying to paint everything to be this worst image, it's just like, it's just too much. It was miscommunication from three parties. It was miscommunication from 3 parties, and that's just really what it is. But I feel like a lot of this could have been avoided if the agreement that we all had agreed on, that we all was like, yeah, okay, you know, whatever, we don't do this, you don't do that. If that was respected, then none of this would have transpired. Things could have been handled in real life or over a phone call or over text. Even before I went on live, I was just trying to be a mature woman and come to her and just be like, hey, like I'm not okay with this, especially since how we left things off. I feel like you shouldn't have used our engagement party in your title. You're valid to feel how you feel about the outfit and the situation. That personally doesn't really have anything to do with me. We're not 2 separate people. We're one. To, you know, educate you on what the conversations were when you weren't around, because Kaiser was with Jacinda in Louisiana for school when King was speaking to her.
But don't get on here on the line to so old. It's gas money to bring your son to school. Like you can go drive around, roll around all day, doing whatever else you want to do. So his whole excuse of not wanting to keep Kaiser during the week is because, oh well, I just don't have time. I can't fit in my schedule. Like I can't fit in my schedule to bring him to school. That takes too much time out of my day to bring him to school. So he can stay over there, which is fine. I don't give a fuck. I can keep my fucking son every day of the motherfucking year. I would not give a fuck, and I would do it without complaining, because that's just the bitch that's just the mom.
But then things went left, and like It just got disrespectful, and then I got blocked, like I said. You know, another video was made, and this is really why I'm making this video, because this right here, forget the word like, oh, you know, like Biggie and Humpty Dumpty and Miss Chubby Lady, like, cool, whatever. Y'all can call me whatever you guys want. I'm 4 months postpartum. I will not look like this forever. When I snap back, that's it. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I just had a second kid back to back. That's whatever. You guys can call me whatever you guys want.
Again, I do not agree with body shaming her. I do not agree with that whatsoever. I also do not agree with surgery shaming Nique. Because Nique body was T before she did that surgery. All right. She always had a body, always looked good. And Laina is very beautiful. She just gained a little weight since she had 2 kids back to back. So, I mean, that is what happens when within 2 years, like, you literally just, yeah. And honestly, after this, if I was Nique, I would probably keep my son away for a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to be petty, but when a woman doesn't like you, sometimes it trickles down to how they treat your child. So Laina has a lot of anger when she talks about Nique, and like the way that her neck is ringing and all of that stuff. Like, it's a lot of secret animosity going on, and I just don't feel comfortable with that. My child would not be over there as much, to be very honest. But then again, you do not ever want to keep the child away from their dad. They all need to have a common ground. Like, Laina, you need to just sit this one out. Cousins, I do believe that if King took charge of the situation from the beginning, if he would have made sure he was proactive and letting Laina know what's her place and what's not her place, and just making sure he's handling things, then none of this would have happened. But I feel like at this point now, Laina is just too comfortable to speak on things because she's been doing it from the beginning. Like, she's been in the middle of it from the beginning, because King has not really been taking up his part. Because if he's taking up his part, there's really nothing that's going to be falling down on her.
But to insinuate that, like, I'm this mean person to Kaiser, that was like a real low blow. That was a real low blow, and I feel like that's what hurt me. I feel like that's what hurt me even more. And after I like saw that video and stuff, that's when I stopped like responding, because I didn't want to keep, like, I just didn't want to respond out of anger, and I didn't want to respond out of like just hurt. Because the situation that she's talking about, that she said that she checked King,
it's a low blow for her to say that she doesn't like the way you talk to her child, basically, when he's in your care. But it's not a low blow for her to say that the mother is not being a good mom because she has to work. And when your son was in Houston, you guys didn't want to take him to school. So now he lives with his grandma, and it's far away. So now she's never with him. She's never with him, and she doesn't take care of him, even though she financially provides for him, and you guys don't provide for him at all unless he's with you. Make this make sense, please. And after this, you guys really need to not say anything else on the internet. Like, Laina, please, don't say anything else. This is not your place. Be a wife.
Kaiser was here at our house for Easter break, and we had so much fun. I made sure I had things lined up for when he came, activities planned. Him and Ocean were playing outside, playing inside. We did camping. They were painting. I bought him like these costumes for him to play in the house with. Like, great time. But the situation that she's speaking about, Kaiser and Ocean, when they're here, they be arguing. That's just it. Ocean is not used to having somebody else around all the time, so she be arguing about her toys. He be mad when she touches his toys. Like, they argue, brother and sister. And what I always tell King is, let them argue. They'll figure it out. You know, you don't want to keep correcting them, because then, whatever. Like, that's what siblings do. They argue. I was on the phone with his lovey, and Kaiser went and he got like this whole little roll of toilet paper, and he had like the smallest little scratch on his knee. And he was on the phone with his lovey acting like it just hurted so much. Like, he had the roll of toilet paper to his knee like he was bleeding, and he was not bleeding at all, y'all. Like, he was just being dramatic like a 5-year-old is. I did not say what is it that they said? I said, Kaiser, get over it. I don't even talk like that. I would never talk. I might talk like that to my kid, but I would never talk like that to Kaiser.
Cousins, I could be wrong, but tell me what parent can turn it on and off like that? Like when you're talking to your child, you're just going to turn it off. And when you're talking to another child, you're going to turn it on. Laina, come on now. It may slip out. Sometimes you may talk to him like that, but don't say you never talk to him like that, but you talk to your own kids like that. He's supposed to be one of your kids. So you already have him treated differently, or you already separated him in your mind. Come on, like, so I just feel like once you're married to a man and he has a child, that child is now yours. It's not no my kids and this and that. You treat him the same way you treat your kids. That's it. And the fact that you already kind of have it separated in your mind, that says all I need to know about the type of stepmom that you are. That's it.
Ever, 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 ever talk like that to Kaiser. I remember laughing at the situation because King was laughing as well and was like, really, Kaiser? And that's what I said. I said, really, Kaiser? And I was laughing because he had the roll of toilet paper to his knee and there was nothing there. And it was just a funny situation. So her trying to like, yeah, she called King and she said what she said to King and stuff like that, and she asked about the situation, and she was like, you know, that she knows Kaiser can be dramatic sometimes. She just wanted to know about the situation, and King told her about the situation, and she was just like, you know, like, cool, yeah, like she knows that he could be dramatic sometimes. And that was the end of the situation. I'm not this horrible, mean person to Kaiser. I don't discipline him. I don't talk to him crazy. I'm very lovable when he's here. I make his freaking food for him. I make sure he's having a good time. I plan out these cool little activities. I order stuff for him and Ocean to do.
Order stuff for him and him and Ocean to do. Like, why are you separating them? Why are you separating them? This is what you see how you have them separated in your mind. It shows in everything you do. It shows in the pictures, the holiday pictures. It shows in the events that you throw. It shows in the way that you don't really care about the clothing because to you it's not really that big of a deal. It shows in how you care for him. Are we watching the same thing, cousins? Are we watching the same thing? Comment down below. Am I blowing this out of proportion? And it's given you do everything when Kaiser comes and King doesn't do anything much really when it comes to his son. You keep saying you plan all the events, you have all this stuff, you buy clothes and put it on his bed, you do this, you do that. It's the same situation when Nique and King were together. Nique was doing everything, King was laid back. Now it's the same situation. It's given deja vu. Seriously, this is like the Carmen and Corey situation all over again when Nique was getting all the backlash. King came out, put a video, and then everybody turned on him, turned on her. He never said anything after that. It's given the same situation. I feel deja vu here.
To be painted as this like horrible stepmother that wants him out the picture is just so like, it's so mean. And I know who I am and I know how I treat Kaiser, so that's why I've really been debating on whether or not to make this video. But it's just not fair to keep seeing those type of comments when like I know what I do and I know how good I am to Kaiser. I know how much I love Kaiser. I know how much I care about him. Like, it's just so ridiculous. When Kaiser was living in Houston, Kaiser was part of our vacations, our little trips. When we went to Colorado, Wolf Great Lodge for his 4th birthday. We went to Rhode Island when I was having my gender reveal. When we went to Dallas. I don't know, but he was a part of all that. When we was having all our little photo shoots, our family photo shoots, intro, he was a part of all that type of stuff. The only reason why people have not been seeing him this past year is because he's been in Louisiana. We cannot accommodate to the one day that he can be here, which is a Saturday. That's just what it is, and it's nobody's fault.
Once again, we're bringing up school, but you guys are not forgetting the part when you guys were not taking him to school when he was in Houston. The reason you guys keep forgetting why he's in Louisiana in the first place, and then you saying that you cannot accommodate his son. Laina, I really hope one day you are not in Nique's shoes. And I really hope one day, if you are ever in her shoes, I really want to see how you handle it. Because I know for a fact your energy is going to be totally different. When you really see what it's like. Because there's no way in hell you're going to say you can't accommodate my son when you're with his father, and you can't accommodate my son like he's a step kid, like he's a fifth cousin, twice removed. Girl, bye.
And once he gets back out here, he will be a part of everything again, like he was when he lived in Houston. Like everybody's like dragging the situation, like you guys never have him in any of your photo shoots. Laina wants him out the picture. Like that is not the case. And to be saying that online, where a kid is gonna have to get older and eventually he will see all this stuff one day. Like one day he will see all this stuff. And that's just not the truth. That's just genuinely not the truth. And I feel like for that to be said online, that was a low blow. What I said, that she doesn't have Kaiser 24/7, that was a fact. That was a fact. Like that was not me degrading her as a mother. I never said like, you're a horrible mom, you don't do nothing for Kaiser, you're a deadbeat. Like I did not one of those things came out my mouth.
That's why we had already agreed on, don't speak about us, we won't speak about you, we won't speak about Kaiser's school situation, that way you don't get bashed, and it just keeps the peace going. But then you did that, and then it's like it downfalls on our engagement party that was about us. It wasn't about the kids. It wasn't about no damn outfits. The engagement party was about us. And it's just so annoying because it's like it can all be prevented. And I had texted her privately. So yeah, I'm going to insert myself. And yeah, I already texted Nique all this. Me and Nique already didn't end up on a good note the last time she texted me because she's disrespectful. I don't care. I'm like so fed up with everything that it's like it is what it is. Like I don't even care. I've been this nice person, keep it cordial, keep it respectful. But yeah, I texted her privately. That's why I'm on here now, because I've been texting her privately. I said what I had to say, and she wanted to be disrespectful and start to call people names and stuff when that's, yeah, no, absolutely not
at all. I said one thing: she's not with Kaiser 24/7, so that's why she didn't know about the conversation that King and Jacinda had. Literally all I said. That's literally all I said. I didn't degrade her. That wasn't degrading her. That wasn't coming for her motherhood. That was a fact. Everybody knows that Kaiser is in Louisiana for school. That's just what it is. Like nothing about what I said was mean. Nothing about what I said was a lie. Nothing about what I said was just like what they said, basically. Like what she said to me in messages is not, I didn't even like give that type of energy. I didn't come for her looks. I didn't come for her in any other type of way. And you know, that's just honestly the situation. Everybody be like, oh, you know, like her man stays quiet, Laina, why can't you just stay quiet? Well, does he get dragged into every situation? Is everybody blaming him for a situation? Like everybody was blaming me for the situation, for a situation that first of all shouldn't have even hit the internet. It shouldn't have been said in a video. It should have been handled behind closed doors. When I had texted her, I tried to handle it behind closed doors. It got bigger. Even though it had already hit the internet, I tried to handle it behind closed doors as a woman. Woman.
Again, you are inserted because you always insert yourself. Okay? Dwayne always gets tagged, I'm sure. But he never, ever gets on here and do what you're doing. Do you see him ever making a video talking about my side? He doesn't have a side, and he knows that. Laina, come on now.
Anyways, people have already made up their mind and just feel like certain people is wrong, certain people are right, which is cool. Like y'all all have your opinions, but I just feel like it did not feel right to me for this narrative to be painted of me as this horrible stepmother, this horrible person that wants Kaiser out of the picture, because that's never the case. That's not the case. I love Kaiser. I sent her a couple months ago, I sent her a school that's in our neighborhood for him to come to in Houston. And I'm like, hey girl, like this school's right in our community. Like it's in a good school and it's in our community. And I don't know if you guys discussed where he'll be at for school yet, but shoot, we don't travel that much. I know it will be a good stable place for him to be here. It'll be stability. You know what I mean? Like, and we can walk him to school. We can walk him to school and walk him back. She didn't like the school, which is cool. She said it was an hour away from her house and she didn't want to commute that far, which is understandable because that was kind of the same situation when Kaiser was in daycare and King didn't want to commute an hour from his daycare all the way back to our house every single day.
I am pretty sure Nique has her reasons why she does not want him to go to that school. But at the end of the day, maybe that would have been best for him to be back in Houston where everybody, well, where his parents are, instead of being with his grandma in Louisiana. But then again, when they did have him in Houston, King and Laina was not taking him to school. So they really can't fault Nique for not wanting to go to whatever school they decided, because when they did have the opportunity, they weren't taking him anyway.
And he was only in daycare then, so now it's real school, which I understand. You know, cool. I try to still help out. I'm always still trying to help out. When Kaiser was having his fifth birthday, and his lovey texted us and was like a week before his birthday, like, hey, you know, sent us the invitation and stuff like that. I was like, hey, do you want us to bring anything? Like, do you need help with anything? I'm thinking like maybe we can be in charge of the cake. Maybe we can be in charge of the goodie bags. Like, I don't know. Like, let us know. Since you're planning this birthday party with your daughter, I'm still trying to help as a good person that I am. Like, hey, what do you need help with? Like, we're here to help. Nothing was told that they need help with except for decorating. But she had already got her cousin to decorate her house. Like, it's just so much things that, like, it's two sides to every story. I'm gonna just say that. There's two sides to every story.
I think both you and Splain are both on the same scale when it comes to the mental. Because it makes no sense that you don't understand. If his grandma texts you a week before his birthday telling you about the party, why would that be the time to ask if they need help with anything? A week before his birthday, everything is already done. Everything's already planned out. If the invitations are being sent out, everything's done. You guys know when his birthday is. You as the stepmom, him as the dad, since you guys want to say you're so involved, you should have made sure months in advance, hey, his birthday is coming up in 3 months. What do we want to do for his birthday? I'm going to do this. You do this. We do this. Everybody plan it out. But you guys, a week before, so let's say if his grandma never texts you guys about his birthday. Oh, okay. Stop playing around. Like, nobody's a fool here, Laina. Nobody is a fool. You guys just want to say, oh, I asked. That's why you're saying that you asked. But you guys are not proactive. Just because you ask somebody if they want help with something and they say no, so what? So what? You wait until a week before his birthday to ask if they need help with anything, and then you don't see why they're angry? You don't see why they're mad because they have to do everything by themselves? You guys need to get a grip. Seriously.
This whole situation got blown out of proportion, and I should have just never went live to begin with. I should have just took what she told me in text and just ate it up. But honestly, you know, people get fed up, and at that point I really was fed up because I just felt like our engagement party and this whole engagement era, and you know, like our trip to Thailand and stuff, like we just had so much happy energy, happy, good, like, feels around us, and like just for it to just get rocks thrown at it and like a small innocent situation blown way out of proportion when it really could have just been prevented.
You know, you are very passive aggressive, and the fact that you keep downplaying it even after Nique already said it was a problem for her, which is her boundary. You said you guys want everybody should respect each other's boundaries. That's her boundary. Okay, you coming on here talking about her as a parent, it's her boundary, and you're still doing it. So I don't understand. Like, Laina, cousins, comment down below. Do you guys agree with her?
If it was not spoke about, if our engagement party was not put in your title and it just wasn't spoke about, that was the boundaries that we had set. And if you're an adult that you know, when you're in a co-parenting situation, when you're in this blended family situation, there has to be boundaries. There has to be respect from each side. That's the only way that it will work. And it's only fair to the kid that's in the middle. You know what I mean? It's only fair to Kaiser. If you respect our boundaries, we'll respect your boundaries. If you respect me, I'm going to respect you. If you respect King, he's going to respect you. But if you're constantly disrespecting somebody, calling them out their name, like his partner, I know about all this stuff. When we went to Orlando, we got questioned on why we was in Orlando without Kaiser. Like, it was, and then like King was getting disrespected while being questioned why we was in Orlando. It's not your place. Those are boundaries that we have to learn.
Mind you, this whole situation was about the school. Why are you bringing up what I do with my son? What type of mom? Y'all, I'm telling you, this man will find anything, and this shit is so childish that I have to sit up here and fucking have a family conference. Like, we gotta do this shit on the internet. This shit is so lame. It's so lame to me. What would I look like? I travel, baby. I have a good time. I live a great life. I travel. And why can't my son travel with me? I feel like this man, he sits up there and he just so mad that he sit up there and make a problem with everything. This man, the whole time last year, I would be going to France and I couldn't take Casa. I wanted to take Casa so bad, but I was trying to listen to, oh, you know, I was trying to be a good co-parent. I was trying to like not make it in a toxic way. He telling me Casa can't go. Casa, he would be like, oh, Casa can't go. What, you want to bring him so he can go lay up with another nigga? This my man. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, this my man. And if so I didn't bring Casa the whole time in France because Flame was giving me such a hard time about him going out of the country with me. Mind you, I've been to this place multiple times. I know it's probably one of the safest places in, like, one of the safest places in the world, honestly. More safe, like, it was a good place. I was familiar with the place. I went there several times. He was still giving me hard times, which I don't, what does me laying up with a nigga have to do with me taking my son out of the country? Like, come on now.
That's not your place to question why we're in Orlando. We was in Orlando for my personal reasons, so my mom can meet my daughter. And that was when we was in Orlando, that was the time that worked for my mom, because my mom has a job, her husband has a job, my sister has school. So we went during the week. Kaiser goes to school Monday through Friday. Has to be back by Sunday to go to bed by 8 p.m. So it was like, those are things that, like, those are things that had got built up, and it was just like, I'm fed up. You know what I mean? Like, enough is enough. Like, that's just how I felt. But honestly, I should have just kept my composure, because that's who I am. Just to keep my composure, and, you know, I guess that's just what I was supposed to do, just stay silent. And that's what the internet tries to do, is just try to silence me, that I can't speak up, even though I'm getting dragged into situations, even though I'm getting the blame for situations, even though like a lot of things happen behind closed doors that I stay silent about and I let King handle. But sometimes it's like, I'm his woman at the end of the day. Like, what affects him affects me.
To conclude this Ponderosa Cousins, it just seems like Laina just wants control in the situation. She came in a time when they were just broken up. They were not healed. She got pregnant really quickly. She kind of just threw herself into this situation. And now it seems like she's trying to do damage control. She's trying to make sure she keeps King hold on as tight as possible. And I understand that, but I really don't. But Laina, this is just not it. You should have never made this video. And if you did, once you said you took accountability for not buying the outfit and for coming on live, you should have just ended it there. All of this extra stuff, we did not need to know it. You said that you guys are no longer going online talking about each other, but yet here you are online talking about each other. You said you guys don't want to do certain things, but then here you are online doing exactly what you said you don't want Nique to do. I just don't understand when you guys are going to get it. Laina and King, you guys need to be proactive. Okay? You guys both want to be parents. Be proactive. At the end of the day, Laina, I hope you keep the same energy, because one day you may be in the same position. And if you are, please don't get on this internet. Please do not get on Krishan. No, I'm playing. Do not get on this internet and cry and say how, oh my gosh, he's not taking care of his kids. And oh, when the kids are not with. No, please keep the same energy. All right. It's really sad to see how the dynamic has changed since Laina has been in the equation. And I wish and hope that they can get everything back on track like they used to be. They really had a great co-parenting relationship where they did do things together. Kaiser did see his parents together. And now it seems like everybody is at odds. And I do wish all of them the best. I really do hope and pray that everything works out in the end.
When we're getting questioned about certain things in our life, it's like, his life is not only his life is with me. Like, that was going to Orlando was for me, was for my daughters. Like, my kids shouldn't have to miss out on going on a vacation because their brother's mom has him in school in Louisiana. And because he's in school in Louisiana, we can't go nowhere.
And this goes to show you, Laina, you don't really understand the dynamic that Nique and King has. Because if King feels comfortable enough to talk and basically tell Nique where his son can and can't go and ask questions about it, why can't she do the same thing? It's probably conversations you really don't have any idea about, which is, again, why you should probably stay out of it.
That's crazy. But anyways, really at night what's been bothering me is just the picture being painted that I'm this mean person. I'm not a mean person. I really don't have to try to convince you guys. I know in my heart that I care for Kaiser as much as I care for Ocean and Olenia. When Kaiser comes here, he has stuff on his bed. He has a full room to himself. Like, his room is clean, taken care of. He has a whole Spider-Man themed room, Xbox, clothes in his freaking closet. You know, when he gets here, he probably gonna have to get new clothes, obviously, because he's a whole different style.
I wish you guys would stop saying how much stuff he has at your house. He didn't have an outfit at your house for the party. He has nothing at your house. Stop saying that. And then I'm guessing you guys are saying he has so much at your house just to show that you guys do take care of him. But he only comes to your house not very often. So you guys having all those things at your house, what benefit is that to Kaiser? He still needs to be taken care of when he's in his mom's care and when he's in his grandma's care. Make it make sense here.
But that's besides the point. I feel like this situation could have been avoided in every aspect, from the title to it being mentioned in the video to us just getting the stupid pants and shirt. So all of this could have just not been a situation. Even me getting a life, like, I could have just stood silent, I guess, and not had made it even worse, and other things be spoke about that really didn't need to be spoke about and that were really irrelevant. It is what it is. The situation is dead now, and honestly, I hope and pray that, you know, me and her said some things after I had seen the video of her saying, like, she'll beat me up if I don't stay in my place. Obviously, I had texted her and stuff like that, but truthfully, like, I just wish it didn't go that far, because now there's so much tension in the air that it's like, it's just messy. And anyways, y'all, that is, I guess, what I had to say. I feel like I just wanted to get that off my chest, and it has been some, you know, a couple days, 5 days or whatever since the situation. But like I said, I just really wanted to cool down, and I wanted to not speak off of like emotions and anger. I really wanted to just say what I feel was my truth, I guess. I don't freaking know, but you know, I'm sorry that it took me 3 months to be on camera, and I'm sorry this is the video that has to be posted after 3 months, but I just felt like this was necessary, and if everything is going to be seen later on in life, like, I want this video to be seen too.
Cousins, please comment down below. Do you think Laina was right to make this video? Do you think King needs to step up more? Is Nique the problem, guys? Maybe Nique is the problem, and maybe I'm just not seeing it, but let me know. Comment down below.
I want this video to be seen that I'm not that person, and that's not how it went down, you know? And I just hope that, honestly, I do hope that this situation behind closed doors can get resolved in a way, for the sake of the kids, because at the end of the day, like, and I always say this, like, our kids are siblings. Our kids are siblings. And I'm big on blended family. Like, I really am. I'm really big on blended family. I'm big on, like, just helping each other out.
I'm going to keep going back to this video because this is literally right when she first came in. This is how this situation was. And Laina, you are not that big on co-parenting and blending family as you really think you are. You're really not. Because if you were, you will handle situations so differently. Every situation that you have been in so far, you would have handled it differently. If you were really about it when it comes to blended family and co-parenting, we would never be having these type of conversations about you and your family. Never.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like everybody's gonna have their opinions though, but this is like my side, and going forward, honestly, I'm not ever y'all can hold me to this, never am I gonna get on the internet again with this BS. I feel like me and King, we really be in this like peace bubble. We're so at peace. Like, we are so at peace in life. We are so, like, you know, for each other, in our family, trying to better ourselves. Every single day, me and him are trying to better ourselves. King has been bettering himself since the day I met him. And I hopefully, you know, I just feel like this was a learning situation, and this just made me also realize, because like even when we was in Thailand and all this stuff was going on, I was like, you know what, let's not even pay attention to our phone, because at the end of the day, all of this is the internet, and this isn't really, I mean, it is kind of real life in a way, but honestly, when you turn off your phone, all the comments don't matter, because nobody's coming up to you in your face and saying that. But some of this is real life. Like, some of this really does affect real life, but I don't know where I'm getting at anymore. But anyways, I'll see you guys again. And, you know, like I said in the beginning, all of this could have been prevented. I love all my besties, all the people that be commenting and like sticking up for me and understanding that I am 4 months postpartum. Like, y'all can keep body shaming me. It is cool. Like, half of y'all are kids that are body shaming me. And if you're not kids, it'd be crazy. Y'all, it'd be crazy because the people that be body shaming me, I go and click on their page and they'll have the Bible verse in their freaking bio. Like, how are you repping God but body shaming and tearing down and telling a woman to off themselves? Like, that's wild. It's really not that deep. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that deep. And then you guys were also attacking my family, attacking my friends, not knowing. Like, you guys only know a small portion of what we put out there. All the hate comments, like, I'm really not letting it get to me because in real life, I am working on me as a woman. I'm working on me as a freaking mom who just gave birth 4 months ago. Like, if I was just sitting here on a freaking couch all day, then yeah, maybe this might be getting to me. But your girl is up, moving, traveling, and bettering herself every single day. So y'all just stay tuned. Keep watching.
Cousins, thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it this far, we have come to the end of the video. I will be back. I have another video that I'm editing right now, and I posted another video that got copywritten, so I gotta go back and edit that. But I'm gonna be dropping those 2 videos coming up within the next day or two. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I'm almost at 100 subscribers, so we're about to say we're going to be on the road to 500. We're going to be on the road to 500 subscribers real soon. Thank you guys so much for all the support and all the love. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Later, cousins.